3-Town 104.5 The Zone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great day. Brent Doherty and this guy right over here wearing a Tennessee, I thought it said baseball shirt.
Yeah, something like it.
Tennessee basketball shirt. There he is.
Better be ready. I'm in the building. Car ain't got no rules. Time for the show. Woo!
Let's go. Let's go.
You are listening to two men that have been suspended by the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
They will not let us in the PGA Tour.
No.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm out as well, guys.
We're
We're all involved in Saudi golf now, so we're done.
Saudi blood money.
If they pay me that much, dude, I'll do whatever they need me to do.
Man, that's amazing, the numbers that I'm hearing thrown out there, man. Like, that's like, whew.
I know pimping ain't easy, Hunt, but man, I mean, you got to have some
Pimping ain't
scruples at
easy.
some point, right?
Look, there's one very, very famous professional wrestler that says everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price.
Well, we know Phil Mickelson's price. That man needs to be paid by anybody who will pay him so he can gamble.
That
right?
Yeah, that's what he's doing it for. You got to no, it maybe not be gambling. Maybe just get out a little debt. You know, and Hunk just said, what you say, Hunk? You know, one person that said what?
Everybody's got a price.
Yeah, you know one person that said that, and I know one person that's from Memphis, and guess what he said?
Man,
you know it's hard out here for a pimp. You're trying to get the money for the rent. So sometimes you got to go do what you got to do, man.
Hit us up on Zone TV. You can watch the show live there. Tons of y'all watching yesterday.
Man, locked in with us.
We appreciate that. Tell a buddy, bring a friend, all those things. Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
I wrote y'all in your happy baby yoga post. Candy said, no, Brent, some of us are at work.
That's right, Candy. You stay locked in over there. Don't you let us distract you.
These massage therapists working with Deshaun Watson, they were at work.
Yeah.
He had no problem doing it. Happy baby yoga.
Yeah, and that's why he had a problem. He had no problem doing it. That's why he had a problem. So, hope Deshaun get up out of that pose. I wish he would have got stuck in the pose, actually. But you know what?
Maybe he just needed his hamstrings work.
I'm happy.
Why are you happy?
Because today is one of the greatest days on earth. And I've been waiting. You hear me?
June 9th?
Yeah.
6, 9?
Yeah. I love that day. Woo! Yeah, woo girl. Yeah. Hey, man.
Hey, the woo girls are out in full force, baby.
No, this is the perfect woo girl.
Woo girl
This woo world girl weather right here. That's right. Man, dude, don't you know I've been waiting on this ever since 1993 when I first laid eyes on the T-Rex. I was thinking, like, man, this is going to be one hell of a series. And here
Jurassic
we are.
World comes out today.
2022, and Jurassic World comes out today. And you know who's going to be there? Me.
Have you seen Top Gun yet?
Oh.
My 11-year-old went with, like, a buddy of his took his son and, like, 3 other dudes. And so my man, Drew Dog, comes in, and he said, Dad, that is the best movie I've ever seen in a theater.
I keep hearing that.
I'm like, stop there. I don't need anything else.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And he goes, I might have shed a tear. I'm like, dude, you're 11 with your boys. You ain't shedding no tear for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk around every day trying not to shed a tear.
That's right.
When you're with your boys.
That's right.
You're 11 years old.
That's right. I think it's cold. I think it's
I got to see both of these.
Everybody says it's good.
Can I go to both of them like on one afternoon?
Well, see, my problem, can you?
You buy a ticket once you get in. They gonna come and do they check it once you get into the chair?
No, you gotta go to work though.
No,
well,
necessarily.
we used to do that when I was a kid though. You buy a ticket for one movie and then you just go all day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it gets you dropped off.
If you don't have
Like
if you don't have
Opryland.
anything to do,
Like Opryland.
and if you get one of those large buckets of popcorn where
Yeah.
you can get the refill, you just go get a refill of popcorn before the next movie.
Well, you spot on.
All right, so you're a Jurassic Park guy.
Man, aficionado.
Through and through.
Yeah. One of
The
greatest
scene when
franchises.
Jeff Goldblum's in like what was he in? Like a greenhouse when the Velociraptor came in there?
You better know it.
Back in the original one?
Mm-hmm.
That was some scary stuff.
Yeah,
right there.
hey, man, all of them scary. All of them real. See, Hunk was downstairs trying to throw a little shade at him.
No.
But I'm not gonna let Hunk do that. I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna let him spoil it. This is one of the greatest movies on earth.
All I said was in the original franchise, the first one was the best one, and the third one was kind of eh.
See, it's been like 5 though.
When was the one where they got caught in like the biodome or whatever that was?
Yeah,
remember that
with the big pterodactyl.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one of the new trilogy.
See, this the real one coming back right here today. Like all the original characters, you know what I'm saying?
I just looked at the YouTube feed, and you were doing the wings.
Pterodactyl. Dr. Allen and now everybody back for this one. Everybody.
So you know how we go broadcast live from Radio Row at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
1 year, Jeff Goldblum walked by, and he was like uncomfortably skinny. Like he's really tall and really skinny.
He looked like it though.
It looked like you could just like if he turned the corner and Deshaun Watson was on the floor in a happy baby pose, he would just fall over.
just need that thin. just frail.
Just a whiff of air.
Yeah. Just fall down. Who blew Jeff away? Somebody sneezed. Yeah.
Oh, that's Deshaun, the happy baby pose. Something happened. I don't know.
Pooed it.
Yeah.
Happy baby
All right, so
pose.
Jurassic Park, you're going tonight.
Yeah, can't wait, baby. It come out tomorrow, but you know how movies come out the day before. So I'm in that thing. I had my tickets 2 weeks early. I was ready.
Where are you going to see it?
At the 4D movie. That's the only way. That's why I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick, because I only want to see it in 4D. Yeah. And it's always the middle seats always sold out. So I ain't going unless I can get in the middle seats. I'm in the middle seats tonight.
Candy says, I've never seen a Jurassic Park movie.
Shame on you, Candy. You keep on, I'm going to change your name to Vandy. Don't do that no more, Candy.
Vandy 91.
You know I love
Vandy
you.
B 91. Dustin says, Hunk is wrong. Hunk's
Hunk is
take on the
wrong.
Jurassic Park.
Thank you.
films.
Thank you, Dustin.
I just look, for me, it was win in order. The number one was the best one, number two was the second best, and the third was
No, Hunk.
I'm not talking about the new series. I'm just talking about the first trilogy. Every movie in the second trilogy is really good.
With Blue.
Oh yeah, with Blue,
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted a pet raptor.
They're gonna that raptor will get you.
I know, but no, if you figure out how to stare him down, he's good.
Coming up on today's show, Ramon Foster. I'm gonna go from back to front.
All right, let's do it.
Back, front to front. Ramon Foster at 520. Going to talk a little Tennessee baseball and the bravado. Does he approve as a former Vol athlete? I know where you are on it. I want to see where your brother is on it.
Me too.
Greg Cosell, NFL Films. We'll get into. We were talking. I was talking with Greg earlier, and me and you were talking. Aaron Donald with the big contract. Cooper Kupp. What makes those guys great? We'll get with the film guy on that. Also, Cam Newton said he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL, based on what Greg saw on film last year. Would he agree? Saquon Barkley had that ACL a couple years ago, just now saying he feels good.
Yeah.
He said he's got that swagger back. And I'm curious, like, can you, when you're evaluating tape, can you tell when a guy is not completely mentally over and injured?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
It's going to be interesting to see Cosell, because he watched way more tape than I could ever think.
Because you busted it back from your ACL, and you wouldn't go out there with a brace on.
Don't want it. Can't have it. Got to stay away from it.
He's also taking a look at a couple of quarterbacks for next year's draft class, Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. So we'll get to all that with him. Also, Titans rookie quarterback Malik Willis at 345. Looking forward to that. He will hit the boom boom room.
Without question.
Scheduled to hit the boom boom room.
Yeah, got to hit the boom boom
I can't say he's going to hit the boom boom room because he might not agree to hit the boom boom room.
And that right there, that holds true.
And I love your stance on that. Like, look, if you don't fully agree to go into the boom boom room, I don't want you in there.
Don't come in here.
Don't step a toe in there.
Don't do it. It was one person, I think, that had a little pushback about a couple of ounces in the boom boom room, and I gave him a pass. Can't remember who it was.
Was it Folky?
No, Folky was cool. I can't think who it was. It was somebody good, though. We were hitting him with some tough questions. And
Frank Caliendo?
No, Caliendo. He always in there. It's different people.
I do remember you letting him slide, because
I
do remember. I cannot remember who it was, but you did let him slide, because he even says, I can.
Yep. Yeah, some people might go in there because they like smell pie or something.
Yeah,
you know?
They might need to use the restroom. You go in the boom boom room, use the restroom.
Also coming up, we've got audio from a Notre Dame baseball player who's talking smack about Tennessee.
That is so dumb.
I can't wait I haven't heard it. Hunk was like, "You want to hear it?" I go, "No, I want to hear it for the first time on the show." They start that series tomorrow.
I
You can
can't
catch it
wait.
right here on 104.5 The Zone at 5 o'clock.
Let's get to it.
Real quick.
Yeah, when you hear it, you're gonna laugh.
I can't wait.
I laugh at everything. You ever seen Terms of Endearment?
I think, but no.
Deborah Winger gets she has cancer and stuff. I was laughing all the way through. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's literally like the saddest movie ever, Terms of Endearment. It was shot in Houston.
Saturday, Marley and Me.
Marley and Me, I won't do.
That's boy.
See, I watched that. Nobody let me in on the secret.
About the ending?
Yeah.
Oh, that ending hurt.
I rode that like a wave into the beach. And it's the kind of wave where you've already lost your bathing suit. And you know bad things are about to happen, but you can't stop it.
Oh, our dog is starting to go downhill. I looked at my wife. I said, "You're not Marley and me. No,
Yeah.
Hey,
you're taking that dog."
Spoiler alert.
I'm
Maybe,
not.
maybe some people are getting ready to watch it,
Man.
family movie night tonight. I don't know.
Go watch it.
But not with the don't
Don't do that.
It's gonna be rough.
if you have dogs and kids, don't watch that movie.
Ooh-wee.
We gotta get X in here real quick. X, what's up?
How's y'all doing?
Hey, we're
What's
good.
that in the next?
Not much. I've been calling for about 2 weeks, but I'll be late because of work. Man, I just want to let Ron know, man, I got your back on this fatherhood crap because, look, I swear, listen. My birthday's May 11th. So if anybody knows, May 11th is it alternates with May 8th on the Mother's Day date. So I always have to give up my birthday, for my mom and my kids' mom. But then comes Father's Day. They act like Tenny Hill. They don't deliver right. I get a T-shirt, and I want to wake up I want the grill going. I want the kids out the house. Yeah. No, the kids, come on, Daddy, let's go do this. No, just give us a break.
That's all we asking. That's all we asking, X, man. We ain't asking for much, man.
That's it, man. That's it.
Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all, pull over, man. We got to pick X up. He going on the mission with us, man. We got you, X. Don't even trip.
Sure. Hey, what was that, too? Go Vols baseball.
Yeah.
Go Vols baseball.
You better believe it.
I will say this. I've been doing this since early 97. I've been radio since 97. Never been preempted by Vol baseball. Ever.
Well, here it is.
Vol baseball starts tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Let's go.
Coach Vitale said, hey, Mayor, Big Slay,
Mm-hmm.
get out the way.
Yeah, here we come.
We got things to do. Not according to Notre Dame left fielder Ryan Cole. You'll hear from him next. He's confident.
I got to hear this.
Vol Nation needs to hear it. We'll be right back.
I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Banks are great for car loans, but when you need a home loan, you need an expert. We'll get you pre-approved the day you call in, lower rates, and with our 21-day closing guarantee, you'll be in your dream home in weeks.
Coach Mack with us, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Coach Mack, we've got Malik Willis on the show tomorrow at 3:45. I'm anxious to talk with him. What have you seen from him, the rookie quarterback, obviously, out there?
So, here's the guy. I talked to him yesterday before practice. I was walking through and just stopped and introduced myself and talked to him for a minute. This guy, here's what I've been impressed with, and I think you've heard this from other people, but I'm telling you this just from my own personal inspection of just watching. This guy gets it, and he also gets it from the area of this. He has already, guys, at this stage of his young career, he's already experienced, sometimes how the expectations of who you should be or what you are, of how brutal that can be in the National Football League. Because he sat for a while before the Titans were able to draft him. All right? So he went through that mental process, and then to see how he is mentally approaching the chance that he has gotten, this guy is a complete sponge out there. But you can see the athletic ability, but what impresses me more than the athletic ability is when I watch him and how intent he is upon doing everything and absorbing everything that he's being taught, and not only absorbing it, but trying to process it and then reproduce it in what he's doing. You'll enjoy having him on because he's very, very bright. And I've been impressed with him. And here's the other thing that I think you will come out of it after you talk to him: extremely, extremely mature young man, and that's important.
And Coach Mack, listening to you talk about Malik Willis this way, you don't really you don't really talk about rookies like this unless it's something that gives off that they get it. You know, I heard you talk about Trevor Lawrence a little bit, Zach Wilson a little bit like this, but it's something about them that is dawning on you that you get it. This young man gets it.
Yeah, he does, and you can tell. I mean, you were the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just think of all the young rookies that came in. You know, to when you were an established veteran,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell just what the mindset is of a rookie, because all of them come in as their own distinct, you know, personality.
Right.
But for him to come in, and especially at the quarterback position, and especially with, you know, what was because, you know, the draft is the draft, but the expectations before the draft are huge. They really are. All of these guys are coming out now because the exposure is so massive. But then to just watch when all of that is stripped away. And that's what I like, when the draft is finally done and you can get on the field, and I'm talking about myself, and watch these guys strip away the veneer of everything, you know, that is bright and shiny that has been said about them, but just watch them work in the environment that they're put in. You can tell pretty quick, this guy gets it or this guy has a long way to go before he actually gets it. Not talking about being successful immediately, but having the mindset to work to be successful. This guy's got that. You guys will find that out when you talk to him.
On A lot of people are cussing at Hunk on the Zone TV chat. I don't know what's going on there.
For what?
What
I don't
Hunk
know.
do now? y'all?
There's nothing in the feed or something. I don't know.
Oh, they didn't understand. Like, hey, okay, we need to explain. Everyone that's on his own TVs, like Facebook and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you watching the streams.
Mm-hmm.
We have commercials now.
Oh, yeah. I saw Ryan Kelly during the commercial.
Yeah, and then some of the commercials are replays of us and other shows, previous
Oh, and
shows.
it confused people?
Yeah, and they thought.
I was thinking about that the other day when we do the 3HL after party, and I was giving Vanderbilt Oregon State scores.
Oh,
And the real score in the game at the in live moment, like driving home, was 6-5 or something.
mm-hmm.
But I was like, Vandy leads 1-0
Yeah,
in the first.
that's a run it back. That ain't the score.
Man. So I go to have a bite to eat with my wife the other day.
Happy anniversary, y'all.
Thank you, 21 years.
Shout out, Kelly.
Happy anniversary
Way to hang
to
in there,
my
Kels.
beautiful bride, Kelly Doherty.
Good job, Kels.
No idea why she chose me or why she chose to do that every day. But anyway,
She didn't choose you.
thankful.
God chose you.
Listen to you, Slay Dog. That's Pastor Slay coming out.
That was.
Pastor Slay got the slides on with the
You
socks.
better know it. If you ain't got the slides and socks, man, you playing around. You ain't no real. Listen, you're not a real athlete if you don't have socks on with your slides at some point in the
I
day.
always thought it was bare feet and slides. And then you said it during the show, and it's like, no. We wear socks with the slides.
man,
And then
just-
I asked my kids, and they were like, what are you talking about? It's socks and slides. What world do you live in?
Yeah, come on, y'all.
Anyway, so we're out to dinner. I look up, and there's 2 TVs behind the bar. One of them is on the NFL Network, and it's very early in this football game. And the football game was the Super Bowl between the Rams and the Titans. I have not watched that game since it happened.
That was a heck of a game to rewatch on your anniversary.
Well, this is a couple days ago. But so I'm watching this game, and I'm like, damn. Titans defense was awesome.
Yeah.
Which I knew, but man, you go back and watch what they were doing to that Rams. The Titans couldn't get things going offensively until late. So I texted Blaine. I was like, man, I forgot how great y'all were on defense. And you know what his response was?
What?
Not good enough.
Wow. Blaine he just cupped half full.
I mean,
it ain't full till it's full.
He's just
a realist. You're a realist. That's what he's saying. Like, we didn't get it done.
So then I noticed, like, Blaine's making every play on the field. I'm not kidding. Like,
Everywhere.
Run game, pass game, got locked in man-to-man on a skinny post in the end zone, knocked the ball out of Bruce's hand. I think it was Bruce. His hands. He was everywhere. So I was like, damn, Blaine, you were killing it in this game. He was like, not good enough.
Yeah, if it ain't resorting to a win for Blaine, wasn't good enough. I feel you, Blaine.
Yep.
I'm rocking with you on that.
By the way, CMA Fest going on in Nashville, and if you're in town and you just happen to find us, welcome.
Yeah.
The water's fine. Look out for the Woo Girls.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going woo all over the place.
Right there.
That's really good timing.
It was great time. Shout out to Jelly Roll, one of ours.
Is
One of
Jelly Roll
Cashville's
out there?
own. A Jelly Roll CMA guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He done crossed over in the country now.
I mean, my man grew
Getting
up
busy.
in Antioch,
Mm-hmm.
and here he is.
Getting busy.
He's at the Grand Ole Opry.
Man, yeah, well.
He's headlining Bridgestone Arena.
Come on now. I think he'll be at the Grand Ole Opry
Again.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
10th.
think that's right.
Yep.
So you're right. CMA Fest. There you go.
Mhm.
But he said the Bridgestone Arena show getting close to sold out.
Yeah.
So
that's tough.
You're gonna want to get tickets. But
Yeah,
yeah,
better
really
hurry
cool
up.
dude. Hadn't met him until the other day.
Great dude.
So he'd been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about journeys. What was your take? So I guess we need to get into this. We should have probably done it at the beginning of the show. But yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we love it when y'all call in with your takes and you're just married to it and you're sure it's going to happen. And that's what we like. We like opinion.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with us, disagree with us, whatever.
Don't matter.
That's great.
Bring it.
So Tony the Stud called in yesterday. He said, Clay going to give you more than 16.5.
Yep.
Steph going to give you more than 31.
Yep.
which we didn't disagree. We didn't go in on him about any of that.
Not at all.
And he said the Golden State Warriors were going to blow out the Boston Celtics.
No, and let me correct you real quick, Jordan. I don't like to correct you a lot. But what he
Correct
said
me
was,
when I need to be corrected.
Slay, you
I was getting
need
that.
to make sure that just because there's a ball on the team, you don't need to be going for the balls. You got to take your orange glasses off. No. What are you talking about? And what happened? He said they was going to blow them people out. Golden State was going to blow Boston out. Me and yours sat up here and said, now, it's a lot of things that factor into this. Others play well at home. Boston was at home.
Well, I went with Boston because
You saw.
they were a 3.5-point favorite. And I was like, Vegas is just begging you to bet Golden State.
Please come over here.
So I'm going Boston minus 3.5. And you were like, you know what? Yoral, as you call me.
Yep.
Short for mayoral.
Mm-hmm.
Short for mayor. Short for Brent. Which I haven't heard you call me Brent in a long time. Anyway, you were like, yep, that makes sense to me too.
Yep.
So we came in here thinking we were going to go Golden State.
Yep.
But then the more we thought about it and through discussion and partly because Tony the Stud was so married to his pick, we went Boston.
Yep. And there it is.
And, Slay and I might have texted each other and said, hey, we got that one right.
Yep. And you know what? My thing is, listen, when I get to have a voice on this radio, man, and I'm happy, man. I'm happy that the people listen to me. I'm happy. The people, in a sense, help push me over the threshold to get into this seat, along with some other people, Yorl and them being one, but, Savage Life being one. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying all that to say, listen to what I'm telling you, people. When I get something wrong, guess who the first person is that's going to say that I got it wrong? Me
too.
I can't wait to get in and say, hey, man, listen, y'all. I'm going to tell you right now, man, I was totally wrong on that one. Like, I bombed that one, man. Listen, I'm going to give you why boom, bam, built and tell you that. And then I'm going to bring it all the way back and say, this is why you was right. And this is what happened in the game. So I've been waiting for 30 minutes now for Tony the Stud to ring that line because he rung that line early to tell us that we was wrong. And I be doggone, the young man has not called back. He ain't called back. He ain't been in the chat. All of a sudden, no one can find him. So don't just pop back up. If you're going to be hid, stay hid. I'm just saying. I'm always, hey, if I stink it up
every day.
Every single day, 3 to 6. I can promise you that.
We're here.
Except on Saturday. You might see us on a Saturday or Sunday, but we won't be here.
We're rolling around town somewhere.
Come on, man. That's all I'm saying. If a pitch stink, guess what? I'm going to say the pitch stink. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Did your pitch stink?
My pitch stink. You know what I mean? I'm talking about it passed gas as soon as it left my hand. You know what I mean?
It did.
I put it right in the baby poles, and it just stayed right there on the ground. But this is what I'm telling you. That right there, it was something else Bab said, and every time she mentioned it, I forget what it is, but I always go back and tell her, man, I had to eat my words on that because you were right. And then it's a couple of things, but I'm just saying that to say you can always count on me to own up to it.
That's right. Well,
I want you as the listener to own up to it. Okay, I'm sorry, Yorgo.
No, that's part of it, right?
Okay, all right. If we talking, I mean, if this is open forum and we buddies right here on the couch and ladies and gentlemen, y'all all welcome in and we all out here having a good time. I'm gonna pass the bourbon around. If you don't drink, I'll pass a bottle of water around. You know what I mean? We'll break bread with you. I'm just saying. Let's keep it all right here. 100, all cards on the table.
You had that preacher tone going there for a second.
Sometime I turn into
it.
Come on, man. You want me to come in the building? I'll come in the building.
I love it.
Right.
So what happens in game 4? I'm not there yet. I'm not ready. Because it's funny because Boston bullied them, man. And you would think that Golden State being Golden State, they would have an answer for it. Yep. And that's why these things, when you get these teams that, though they play different styles, they're the two best teams, and that's why they typically go 6-7
That's
games.
correct.
Right? Because you're bouncing off one. It's like tennis. You're just bouncing off each other.
Each game is its own story. And then you mentioned that who was going to be officiating the game. And I told you.
That's when you changed.
Like that did it for me.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, and that was part of the game. The way they let them play in game 2, they let Golden State be physical, they didn't let them be that physical in game 3. And Boston started to get physical, and they had to adjust because they called it tighter. So, hey, man, so got to pay attention to the game, man. I ain't saying I'm right every time, but, boy, I was that time.
Cousin Danny, you got to own the failures or the failures own you.
That's right. And he know for a fact. I got on Cousin Danny about that. Told him, man, you foolish and you crazy to think that Cincinnati was going to beat the Titans. Put my money where my mouth was. And guess what? Before I could get out the stadium, I think I sent Cousin Danny his money. Is that right, Cousin Danny? I think I did. But yeah, I think if it wasn't, it was less than 24 hours. You know what I mean? I think I even did it while I was PO'd at him. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Everybody own up, man. Let's get this thing going, man. Party over here, party over there.
I'll tell you the one thing that makes me nervous from a Golden State perspective is the crowd is getting to them. And you said that. You said going into Boston, that Boston crowd ain't no joke. They're going to get to it. Now Golden State players are talking about, man, they're rude over here and they're chanting this and that. And I'm like, why do you even notice?
Man, no.
Why don't you concentrate on what's going on the floor?
Come on now.
Let Draymond Green's wife talk about it.
Come on, man. Let them deal with that, man. Ain't nobody put their hands on her or nothing like that. I'm just saying, though. But this is what I want to know. You're in those situations. Tell me what the fans are supposed to do.
Exactly that. Create a home court advantage. Anybody ever cuss at you when you were playing games?
What? What? Man, I remember we went up to play University of Pitt, man. And when we walked in, they had at that time the pit. It was like in a pit, the arena.
I remember that game.
Man, we had to walk in. We had to walk through the concourse. They were really good, man. Rolling. Jamin Dixon had them people rolling. Brandon Knight, Julius Page, all of them. Man, they had a nice squad. Mm-hmm. We walked through the concourse. When we walk in through the concourse, we there before the fans are there. But the people that's working the concession stands are there. They up there popping the popcorn. Man, them people talk rotten to us. They talk rotten to us. I'm talking about, like we say here in Nashville, everybody that's not from Nashville, but you hear we like to say funky. They talk funky to us. Hey, man, I mean just foul, y'all. We went in that locker room and they just came out with these little ginseng bottles. So everybody had one. Everybody shot one. We were probably in a room where the ceiling was about 8 feet. Everybody took a shot, and I've never been this energized in my life. Before we left out, everybody was jumping up and hitting their head on the ceiling. It was one of the foam ceilings. We were knocking our head on the ceiling. So if you ever watched that game, the first 5 minutes, we couldn't make nothing but layups and dunks.
I can't believe people in Pittsburgh were nasty.
Right.
I mean, that just blows my mind.
But, we didn't walk away from that game saying, like, hey, man, why these people talking like it? Man, that's what you better do. Because when you come to Thompson Bowling, not only you got to deal with us talking, you got to deal with these fans talking too.
And that's what Notre Dame knows what they're about to walk into.
Come on now, you're talking.
They're walking into a hornet's nest is how I believe I saw it described to Notre Dame fans in kind of a letter to Notre Dame fans. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a Notre Dame player, left fielder Ryan Cole, I haven't heard this yet. I can't wait to hear it. All I was told was Notre Dame left fielder Ryan Cole's talking trash.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what they see, but if I were them, I'd be a little scared. I think we're a very dangerous team. We have a lot of experienced guys, and we can attack you, like I said earlier, in many facets of the game, and just go out there and beat you at the game of baseball. They have, like you said, they have some good numbers and some guys who can do some pretty cool things, but at the end of the day, all 60 games that we've played so far this season are behind us, and the only 3 that matter are the 3 to come, so we have to go out there and beat them at baseball.
No, here's what's coming. Bro, you better get some bass in your voice before I'm going to be scared of you.
He didn't even believe himself when he was saying that.
Listen, we've got 3 games coming up. No, you got 2.
Hey, man.
You're going to play 2 games and go back to South Bend.
Hey, man.
You're walking in to the Devil's Fire.
Hey, man.
That's the left fielder. There's going to be double birds for that guy.
So, let me tell you this. I respect that from that young man.
Like we're going to go in there and we're going to win. I mean, they've got some players that can do some pretty cool things.
That can do some cool things. Do you know how many little bat flip tricks these balls are going to try for the cool things? But for him
somebody
to come
might
out
throw
and
a
say
bat to left field.
Hey, man, be careful. Be careful. Yeah, take this. Man, that's what it's about, though. You believe so deeply in what your team can do that you are willing to give the number one team in the nation bulletin board material, and that's all they thrive on.
That's what they want.
Like you like
it's like these little ginseng bottles.
Yeah. So you gonna go on and hand them out to them, and boy, hey man, no, can they bring touchdown Jesus down here with them? Because they gonna need them. They better put him in the dugout. They gonna need him. Oh, I hope Georgia Tech, was it Georgia Tech that had the Marlboro Reds in the dugout?
That was Campbell.
It was Campbell.
Because they were Campbell and Campbell's.
I hope there's a couple of them left over in there.
Campbell's.
They might want to light. Bring a lighter with you. You gonna need them.
We'll play that again at 4 o'clock. Guess what's coming up next?
What?
Tony the Stud is on hold, but we got to talk with the Titans rookie quarterback. Malik Willis is next on 3HL.
Let's go.
Then what they did is they signed Christian Kirk from Arizona, and a lot of people spoke about the money. But I think the thing about Kirk in the context of a Doug Peterson offense is he's going to line up both inside and outside. He gives you that kind of flexibility, and I think they really wanted that. And then they also signed Zay Jones from the Las Vegas Raiders. Mm-hmm. And Zay Jones is another guy who, again, not a star, but you can line him up and play. He's been in the league. He's a quality receiver, never been a full-time starter, could well get that opportunity this year. So they did upgrade their wide receiver position. They might not have the one guy that you look at and say, hey, we have to take him away or we have to double him, but they're better at the wide receiver position than they were a year ago.
3HL 104.5 this home. Brent Doherty, Ron Slade, Don Davenport. Jury duty still going.
Still in there.
She texted us this morning, a lowercase a. We thought that was a sign that she needed help.
Yeah.
We were going to go bust her out.
You put B, I put C. I put LOL. So, we told her all you got to do is send a signal. I don't think you need to send no smoke signal, so don't send nothing on fire now.
At Malik Willis is how you can get Malik Willis on Twitter. And the Titans rookie quarterback joins us now. Malik, have you ever had jury duty, man? You ever been called for that?
No, I haven't been on jury duty yet. That's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
It's not all bad, man. Actually, it's pretty interesting. So if you do it, do it. How's everything going over there? You acclimating yourself well over at St. Thomas Sportsplex?
I mean, it's super cool. I mean, I'm living a dream in all reality. It's just a major blessing, and I try to treat it as such. Just come to work every day and work as hard as I can and just be appreciative of all the people around here.
So is it all football all the time? Like, are you just completely immersed in football, or do you get a chance to get out and about a little bit?
I mean, mostly I'm immersed in football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to go grab a bite to eat every once in a while, but mostly football right now. Just trying to, lock in and be where my feet at.
How complicated is an NFL playbook for a new quarterback, for a rookie quarterback?
I mean, as complicated as you want to make it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's football, and it's about how much work you're willing to put in to get it down. And like I said, it's football, so it's more terminology and understanding what we're trying to do on each play than anything else.
Malik Willis, Titans rookie quarterback, with us on 3HL. Obviously, third-round pick, and I know that had to be a frustrating situation. Vegas had you, 2 days before the draft as the first quarterback taken. What was that process like? How frustrating was it, and how much do you use that as motivation?
I mean, not really any, to be honest. I mean, like I say, I'm in a blessed position, brother. God gonna put me where he need me to go. Can't nobody block your blessings. So everything happened how it's supposed to, man. I'm 3.5 hours away from home. I'm getting the opportunity to play at the next level. What more can I ask for? We can stop being greedy and just, be appreciative sometimes. I mean, it's cool either way it goes. Like, yeah, it would have been a bigger signing bonus, but at the end of the day, it's the same opportunity. You know what I mean? So I don't too much be, ungrateful for the opportunity.
God pays the path, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Pastor Slay, what do you think about Malik Willis here?
I like Malik. I like Malik so far, man. He's, seems like he's grounded in his faith, man. A stand-up young man, and got some great things ahead of him. Do we want to throw Malik in the boom boom room?
You want to throw him in the boom boom room
Malik,
now?
let me ask you a question, Malik, early too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how acclimated you are to the city and to your new job and the fun that you're about to have. But have you heard of the boom boom room yet?
I haven't.
You haven't heard of the boom boom room. So let me explain exactly.
Real quick before you throw him in the boom boom room. This is on Jared Puffer for not warning you about the boom boom room.
Yes, it
is.
So
go ahead and shoot him a look, and and we'll go ahead and do it.
Hey, Malik. Now, this is the thing. In the boom boom room, if you agree to go into the boom boom room, you have to tell the entire truth to the best of your ability. Do you agree to those terms? And that's the only way you can get out of the boom boom room if you answer everything truthfully. Do you agree to this?
Yeah, I agree. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Oh, look at that. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Well, put him in now.
Yes. One man on his way into the boom boom room.
Yes, sir. Malik Willis, people, is now into the boom boom room. Brought to you by Low T Center. We're going to do this real light, have a little fun with it, Malik. This is all just straight off the dome. Now, you answer to the best of your ability truthfully. I need to know, what does the term running quarterback mean to you?
It means somebody who would rather run the ball and throw it, in my opinion. That's why I don't really too much like it, but everybody going to have their opinions. We all got one.
I like
Everybody's entitled to one.
You are exactly right. Now,
I like him. It's more of a derogatory term in a sense. Like, how can you be a running quarterback when a quarterback's job is to, throw the ball? But it is what it is. You can say a quarterback that can run.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
You could have played running back, right?
Stereotypes.
Yeah. I'm with it. All right, now give me this right here. Top 3 receivers you've played with ever I'm talking about this dating all the way back to Pee Wee, high school, middle school, college. Top 3 receivers you played with. Only 3.
Ever?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a lot. Okay, come
nobody
on.
here, so I
Right.
can't go with nobody here.
That's correct.
DJ Stubbs, Demario Douglas, and Kevin Shaw.
Okay, Kevin Shaw. You said?
Yeah, Shaw.
All right, I like that. Okay. Now, Auburn football. What did you learn from your experience at Auburn?
I learned a lot, not only by myself, but by the game of football. I mean, that's where I first started my college career, so I definitely learned a lot on and off the field. Learned a lot about time management and understanding what comes with being a, college athlete. I felt like that was pretty cool, that whole opportunity there.
Love that. Now, tell me about your experience at Liberty. What did you learn from Liberty?
I mean, Liberty was probably the best thing for me, to be honest, as far as, learning how to just use this platform that God's given me and these abilities to put it on for him, man. I ain't perfect in no shape, form, or fashion, but if I can use this platform, little kids all over the world looking up to us, I mean, you might as well point them in something the right way. You know what I mean?
Sure enough. I like that. Now, let me ask you this. I'm a wing enthusiast. You know what I mean? I'm aficionado on wings.
Okay.
So
we're on the same page then.
Okay. See this. Okay, now we about to get to it. Now, this what I need to know. You from the ATL, correct?
Yes, sir. American
Deli wings or Magic City wings? Which one you prefer?
Oh, you trying to set me up?
I'm a wing guy now. I just need to know. You know what I mean? We got to go down to Atlanta for the SEC Media Day. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be there. I can get Uber Eats to hit me from Magic City, or I can get them to hit me from American Deli.
See, there's the key. Delivery, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one right there. Mm-hmm. Go wrong either way, bro.
Yeah, but see, Malik, you in the boom boom room now. You know what I mean? We ain't walking around. We sitting down on the couch talking, and I got the cook in there about to do it up, and I need to know which recipe she coming from or he coming from, the Magic City or the American Deli wings, because the lemon pepper are blister. But I heard about the lemon pepper lose.
I don't know. I say go American Deli. You
Okay.
go hot. You go hot honey mustard. Honey hot.
Okay, what's your drink of choice? Because
peach lemonade. I need a large one.
Okay, there we go.
A little bit of ice, not a lot of ice.
There we go. I like that right down there. Last one. Lecrae or Kendrick?
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to touch your soul on this one.
I'm saying though, but Lecrae, he got that, gospel rap.
Yeah.
And Kendrick really out here just telling stories for real.
Okay.
Really an artist for real. I ain't gonna. Because at first I used to hate on him. Now I'd be like, dang, he really talking about something for real. Like if you really listen,
it's some substance that ain't it.
Yeah. So is Lecrae though. I ain't gonna lie.
Without question, I had a partner of mine put me on a man probably about 6 or 7 years ago, man, and I was like, oh man, dude, talking about something for real. So yeah.
I ain't listened to Lecrae in a while though, but I'm gonna have to go to Kendrick on this one.
Okay, I like it. I'm a K-Dot fan. I like that. Okay, so guess what, man? We're gonna keep that real brief, and we're gonna let you out the boom boom room. But you will come again. You will come again. Good job, right there. Let them out of there, huh?
Well. Looks like you did good in the boom boom room. Hoo-wah.
Malik Willis with us on 3HL. Malik, how challenging was the decision to transfer away from Auburn, and why Liberty?
I mean, it was a tough decision because nobody wants to leave the school they started at, but it was a necessary one. And I feel like picking Liberty was the easy part, for real. Mm-hmm. Just because I went on my visit there, and my verse of the day on my little Bible app was the same verse they had up on the indoor on my visit at Liberty. I was like, wow, well, I guess I'm coming here. And
wow.
It's real easy. So,
yeah. Biggest adjustment, Malik. Biggest adjustment from the time you were drafted. You got that phone call. You had the bowling alley too. The time that you stepped on the field to this day.
What you gonna do with your free time? That's what is gonna make or break you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You just got a lot more free time, and it's how you gonna utilize it. Are you gonna utilize it to benefit you? In the long run on what you want to do or what you're trying to do, or you're going to use it to, relax and chill all the time.
Yeah.
or do something that's not going to help you in the long run, and it's just having that mental integrity to do it when you're by yourself, because that's what it's about.
So what do you do in your free time?
I ain't gonna lie, my free time been football, and it's been this building, and it's been where we staying at. That's it.
Yeah.
It's funny, like doing what we do, everybody's got to compare everybody to everybody, and like, so a lot of people we hear from compare you to, like, you got a little Steve McNair to you. I don't know how much you know about the late great Steve McNair, but some people say Mike Vick. Who do you kind of emulate yourself after?
I don't. That's why I don't never get the comparison. I just kind of be chilling, being Malik, man. I'm trying to be the best Malik I can be.
So you hear the comparisons and you just kind of chuckle.
I don't know. I met Vic before, but I don't like, be around the guy every day. How I'm supposed to know how he be. I never met Steve McNair, sadly, but
yeah,
like I just try to be the best guy I can be. Try to make people smile. Try to go to work every day. Try to get better. Try to help everybody else get better. It ain't too crazy of a formula.
When you first saw Derrick Henry, or maybe you haven't. Have you met him yet?
I have not.
Yeah, I'm anxious to get your take on how big that dude is. You see the social media stuff he throws out there?
I think I've seen some of it.
Yeah.
Malik, let me ask you this right here.
It's crazy.
I was able to walk down the path and go undrafted with expectations of being drafted in the late first round and into the second round, and didn't get that, with family being all around, having a party and this, that, and the other. What was that? What was that feeling like, man, when you had to step back for a minute and didn't? I don't know if you thought you were going, if I know what the expectations were, but what was that feeling like? That swallow of that frog in your throat, man, to know that this was just beginning.
I mean, I'm in the NFL, brother. It wasn't no frog to swallow. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I was chilling. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm just appreciative for somebody to just give me an opportunity to play at the next level. When Tom Brady said, no matter how you get here, it's just whenever you get the opportunity to step on the field, like, you better do something with it. You might not get another one. So that goes the same if you first round or the last pick. It don't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big signing bonus.
Malik Willis with us on 3HL. Mark on YouTube asked, does Malik have a nickname?
Well, I hadn't had one.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
7.
7.
There you go.
7 for 7.
Hey, man, we appreciate the time. Congrats on this next path for you, and we look forward to seeing how everything goes.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
You too, man. Cold tub, baby. Cold tub.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
615-737-1045. You want in? That guy's real, man.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
What you thinking about, man?
He's thinking.
You got a deep thought in your head.
Yeah, I got to. This is gonna have to be more than one meeting. I like his vibe and everything.
Really reserved.
Yeah, really reserved.
Truthful.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think
really
he answered
grounded.
everything. Yeah. I think when you think about the way Coach Mack explained them, kind of getting it, kind of got it in order, what he's supposed to be doing. Sound like he's right there.
I'll tell you this: Malik Willis made us really late for break. Hunk's about to jump in here.
Yeah,
turn our mics off from this side. We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Thinking you need a big down payment to buy a house? Well, you don't. So stop searching for the money. At thehomeloanexpert.com, we can get you in the home of your dreams with no money down. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. What up, Nashville? Thursday edition. Hope you're having a great day. Shout out to all the woo girls out there.
Woo! What's happening, y'all?
All the bartenders out there dealing with all the CMA people.
Woo!
All the servers out there dealing with all the CMA people.
Woo!
Butch Spiriton, National Chamber of Commerce, dealing with all the CMA people. Y'all just come in, spend all your money, and then leave.
Let's roll out.
See ya. Man, it's about to be hot too, man. I saw this morning 98 on Tuesday.
Golly, we gonna jump straight to 98?
The record's 96.
Darn, we ain't even working our way into it.
Nah, dude, there's 2 seasons. Winter, summer. We skip fall and spring these days around here. Malik Willis, you missed that interview. Check it out on the podcast, where you get your podcasts. Rate, review, subscribe to 3HL and all the Zone shows.
Mm-hmm.
Get that done. You can watch the show live right now on Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
A lot of people on YouTube. Appreciate that. Philip Rivers Jr. says, I like him, man. Pumped to see what he does. Talking about Malik Willis. Eric, every interview I've seen or heard, he always sounds genuine. When he walked the red carpet at the draft, he was very real. Made time to acknowledge everyone along the way. But he was so quiet. I couldn't tell when he stopped talking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on me, jumping on the back end of some of those comments.
No, that's all good. You know what I mean? We in the living room having a little conversation with a partner of ours.
Sunset Chaser 614 on Twitter. That was a great interview. I think I just fell in love with the player. Genuine, straightforward, no frills, and real.
You know, I had a puzzled look on my face.
You did.
And
I
was thinking, and I've thought throughout the whole break of what it was.
You didn't.
Maybe I asked the question wrong. I wanted to know what was that feeling, because I felt he should have been drafted higher. I think
that's the one thing where I felt like he said the right thing, and I believe him.
I believe him too.
When he says, God presented this path and all of those, I believe
still
that.
Made it and everything.
But the one thing he kept mentioning, the signing bonus.
Yeah, but I want to know what
bigger if he gets.
I want to peel it back, because and maybe he's just past it and can't reach back to that spot anymore. But you feel a certain way. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
I'm like a competitive person.
Yeah, I don't care, because if that's the case, then you don't even show up to the red carpet. You don't show up on that Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, and it ain't nothing wrong with it. He's exactly right. He got there. He's in the league. It is what it is. But I wanted to know, man, because I think a lot of people deal with letdown throughout life, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to tap into a person like him, and probably he told this story before, but to be able to tap into that, I think that helps people throughout their journey, you know what I'm saying? How to rebound and bounce back from situations like that. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to get to. And that's what the puzzle look was for. It was not like,
and that's when you said, we got to talk again.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Not that he was like, I made it. I wasn't tripping up. I'm not going to get a suit then. I'm not even like.
I hear you.
That baffled me a little bit.
He was talking about spare time and what you do with it. Mr. Pineapple on Twitter.
That was big time right there.
I know one way to not use your free time as an NFL quarterback. Happy baby pose. Tony the Stud said Golden State was going to blow Boston out. Here he is. Tony, what's up?
Oh, man. I was just over here actually. I was playing a golf game. I was playing some league rounds, and my roommate came in and said that Ron had called me out. So I had to call in. I can take the heat, Ron. I can take it. I can take it when I'm wrong. And it ain't the first time anybody's been wrong in sports before. But yeah, Boston took it to him early last night, and I was wrong about that. Thought that Golden State was going to come out on fire, and it was going to be the opposite way, and it wasn't. Draymond only had 2 points, fouled out. Boston just, man, I'll tell you this, the energy in that building last night was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And I think that the Golden State's in trouble now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Tony. And this is what we said. We love it when people are married to their opinion and call in and offer it and don't back down and all of those things. That's part of why we do what we do. We love having those conversations. The thing about it was, though, is that you went at Ron like he was picking Boston simply because they had a former Tennessee player on the roster, which was not true. So that's why he was going at you a little bit.
And
am I correct there? Not to speak for you,
that is most definitely correct.
Okay.
Like you can have any kind of opinion you want to, but
yeah, bring
don't
it.
tell me.
And we're always wrong. Everybody's wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, geez.
my opinion ain't because I'm a Tennessee player.
I will formally on air say, Ron Slay, I apologize. I was wrong, and I shouldn't have said that. I jumped the gun on you choosing Boston because of Grant Williams. That wasn't fair to you as a host on my favorite show in Nashville. So I apologize publicly to you for that.
Yeah, it is. I'll just
now I'll make you a bet though if you want to make a bet for Game 4.
What's your bet, Tony?
Boston wins, and then they go into Golden State up 3-1. Because I know you're taking Golden State in 4, right? I know you are.
No. Hey, I'll let you know on the day, man. The good thing you got 24 hours to think about it.
I appreciate y'all. Hey, look, I knew I got called out, man. I'm a man of my word. You know, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But when I'm right, damn, I'm right. Y'all have a good day.
I mean, that's the thing on the NBA, though. Like, you're right. We have time to make that pick. We all do. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
And we went into yesterday's show on the air saying we think Golden State's going to win and then changed our mind.
Yep.
During the course of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
When you found out who the head ref was, and when I found out what the point spread was.
Different elements, man. And now you've thrown more shade at a burning building with the Boston fans. So if you thought they were rowdy in that game, they're going to go up to a whole different level in this next game as far as the fans.
We'll talk about that a little later. Draymond's wife going at Boston fans and some of the players too. So Boston fans did their job.
Right.
Got in everybody's head. Greg Cosell coming up next. We'll talk about Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp, what makes them special. Cam Newton says he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. Based on what Greg Cosell has seen, does he agree with Cam on that? Giants running back Saquon Barkley said he's getting that swagger back. And curious to know, can you see when a player is dealing mentally with an injury still on tape? Can you see that? And a couple of next year quarterbacks that we can ask Greg about, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. That's next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
I think that this is a really interesting matchup, Lucas, against Notre Dame, because when you look at what they do well, they pitch really, really well, don't score a lot of runs. Only had 11 runs over the last 3 games in the Statesboro Regional and Georgia Southern. I think what this comes down to is, can Notre Dame beat Tennessee twice in a row? Because I don't see Notre Dame beating Chase Stolander in game 1, and I don't see Tennessee losing 2 games in a row, which means that you would put them in Omaha at this point, because Tennessee only has 2 times this season where they've lost twice in a row, games 1 and 2 against Kentucky, and then the Tennessee Tech game coming from Smoky Stadium, and then the Friday night game against Alabama. Tennessee's probably going to have to lose twice in a row to not win a national championship this year. And at this point, I still just don't see that happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're the overwhelming favorite, obviously, and really, I don't think the regional could have worked out any better for Tennessee in that respect, in that they had to overcome some tough spots against some pesky opponents. You know, I feel like Notre Dame, though that's obviously not a small mid-major name like Campbell, it still, I think, qualifies as one of those pesky opponents that pitches very, very well, a low-scoring team that wants to beat you, 3-1, something along those lines. They don't want to get into a shootout. But Tennessee had to overcome some tough spots against these opponents in the Knoxville Regional. Like you said, twice faced their second largest deficit of the season, only 4 against Campbell and Tech. And with Tech, we're talking about facing a critical loss dead in the eyes in a regional final in the 9th inning. And we already knew this team kind of had that killer instinct, but to be able to have all those situations thrown at them in a regional and to be able to overcome them emphatically should just give them more confidence going into this weekend, as opposed to maybe cruising into the super regional without having had to go through any controversy. It's like their eyes light up when they're facing a rare deficit in a critical spot late in the game. So it's a good quality for
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Producer Joe Hunk involved in the mix.
Hey.
Big Savagery. Ramon Foster will join us at 5:20.
It's going to be a good day.
Time to visit with the best film evaluator in the business, Greg Cosell.
Yes.
From NFL Films. Greg, what's up? How are you?
How you guys doing today?
Hey, we're great, Greg. Good to hear your voice, man. Hope all is well. And
I guess the CMA Music Fest started today, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and that's an event that you would love to be at, isn't it?
Well, I was for 4 years in a row back a while ago, but I remember the last year it got super crowded on Lower Broadway. It was like you couldn't even move around.
It's probably going to be like that now.
I'm sure it is.
Open
A lot
it back
of
up.
summer dresses and white boots. That's what's
Yep,
rolling
that's what's
around
going on
downtown
now.
Nashville.
But I'll miss a few great meals. I remember eating at Puckett's, great place.
Oh, yeah.
Southern down on 3rd was a great spot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You an oyster guy? You an oyster guy, Greg?
What's that?
You
I'm a big oyster guy. I love oysters.
Yeah, I think they got some good ones at the Southern. I'm not an oyster
They do.
guy,
I
but that's
had
what
them.
heard.
I had them. I remember
Okay.
distinctly. It's like
Yeah.
I had them. I think I got 2 orders. They were so good.
That's what I heard, man. I almost tried them just because of that, because everybody
Yeah,
was
they're
raving
really,
about
really good at Southern. Love them.
See, I'm not an oyster guy. I've got to get them with like all the stuff on them. Like you put a bunch of stuff on it, I can do it. But like
I like the big ones. I don't like the little ones. I like the big oysters.
Ooh, let's see.
Oh man, we need you on video with your oyster technique, and then we can evaluate.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
hopefully it'll be better than Slade pitching from the mound. You know?
Yeah. You can't, don't miss. How about that? Don't miss, Greg. That's all
I mean, the joke that keeps on giving, man.
As only some people can get away with it. Cosell can get away with it.
I love it. You can watch Greg Cosell is live on our YouTube feed on Zone TV, so check that out on YouTube and or Twitter or Facebook Live or Twitch.
Please.
And you can get that done. Greg, couple big name guys getting a lot of money over the last course of the last week or so. Rams defensive lineman Aaron Donald gets the big money.
Yep.
That makes me want to ask you again about Aaron Donald and what sticks out on tape about that guy.
I would say what stands out to me, and again, he's so great. So, obviously I'm not saying anything that probably hasn't been said, but given his body type, okay, because don't forget, he is short and stout. He's not long and lean and athletic looking in body type. So I would say what stood out to me, and I noticed this right when I watched him at the University of Pittsburgh, and in fact had a conversation with a D-line coach about him at the time he came out, was just how explosively quick he is, both vertically and lateral. Because that body type, you normally don't think of guys being that explosively quick. You might think of them as being powerful because they have very compact bodies, but his quickness is just crazy. And quickness leads then to power as well, because power, really becomes quickness and strength in motion. And so therefore he has everything that you could possibly want. And the way they move him around and deploy him along their defensive fronts, he is really a difficult assignment.
Yeah, drafted 13th. And it's interesting because Coach Mack has talked about it. They drafted him, actually, but just how explosive he was. And sometimes people can get caught up in the measurables, right? Like he's 6'1", I guess. But goes 13th. Jadeveon Clowney, for instance, was the number 1 pick in that draft. Taylor Lewan went a couple of picks before him to the Titans. But do you remember that about him coming out that maybe – and maybe you noticed that in draft evaluation, that maybe sometimes people get caught up in the measurables too much?
Well, look, like everybody else, guys, I'm wrong on guys. Everybody's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Donald, I was right about. And it's funny because – the D-line coach I mentioned didn't like him as much as I did. And I remember talking to him a few years later, and he said, man, you were right on Aaron Donald. And I said, Coach, I guess I got that one right. But, I get him wrong too, as everybody does. But I really liked Donald's tape. I just thought the explosiveness, was really such a big factor. Not many guys were that explosive. But you're right, Brent. There are a lot of teams that have defined parameters for specific positions. There are some teams that will not draft a corner who's under 6 feet. There's some teams that don't draft a linebacker if they're under 6 feet. So, and all that's based on study. These are not random parameters that teams come up with. They base it on study. It's the way we spoke about McCrary, the corner that Tennessee drafted. There was that study done that over the last 10 years prior to this year, only one corner had been drafted with arms less than 29 inches, and that player did not make it. So teams do studies like that, so it comes down to percentages, and that's the way teams go about doing things. You'll be wrong once in a while doing that because there's always an exception.
Do you think when you get a connection like Stafford and Cooper Kupp, was that lightning in a bottle for 1 year with the connection happening like that, or is the money being justified giving them this money knowing that they're going to build on something bigger? What do you get out of a guy like Cooper Kupp?
Oh, well, Cooper Kupp is a great receiver for a lot of reasons. And again, he might not catch 145 balls next year, but that doesn't mean he's not a great receiver. And Cooper Kupp understands the receiver position. Running routes is about pace and tempo and understanding the position of defenders, whether they're in man or zone. Obviously, each one presents a different approach. But ultimately, what you're trying to do is get corners off their spot. And then that allows you to win, because if you get them off their spot, then you have the advantage, whether you're breaking inside, breaking outside, going vertical. So Cooper Kupp is a master at understanding the pace and tempo of different routes, understanding how to use his vertical stem to get corners off their spot. He's outstanding with his separation quickness at the top of his route stem. So you do not have to be a burner. I remember at the combine, he ran a 4.62, okay? And there were a lot of people who said, because he came out of a small school, Ron, at Eastern Washington, a lot of people said, oh, well, there you go. That guy's going to be a 5th-round pick, small school, 4.62. He can't play in the league. And obviously he can play in the league, and he's done pretty well.
Now, let me ask you this, Greg. Him catching these touchdowns, 16 touchdowns, that's quite a bit. Is that more so of him being that target in the red zone from the film you watched, or is it the personnel he got around him and him just being matched up with McVay doing a great job of matching him up on a mismatch?
It's a combination of things. It's scheme and the fact that he can win one-on-one. And so, obviously I can't remember all 16 right now, but I can remember some, and some are the result of a really well-schemed concept in the tight red zone, meaning 10 yards and in, and others are cases where they create a one-on-one matchup and he wins the one-on-one matchup. So that's the way it always works when you're talking about, particularly in the red zone. The high red zone would normally teams consider that 11 yards to 20 yards, and the low or tight red zone would be 10 yards and in. So, you get into those areas, you try to win with scheme at times, but if you're playing against man, you try to create the one-on-one matchup without help, based on formation, motion, things like that, to create the one-on-one, so that it is truly a one-on-one and there won't be help from a safety or an underneath linebacker.
All things being equal, do you see some of those traits in Kyle Phillips? I know obviously Cooper Kupp has the production. I'm not talking about the production, but in terms of like ability and physical traits, is that kind of what you see with that player?
Yeah. Now as I mentioned, because people immediately think, well, how could you say it's Cooper Kupp? Look at what Cooper Kupp's done. But I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think Cooper Kupp caught 46 balls as a rookie, something along those lines. Now, the big difference between Phillips and Kupp is size, because Kupp's a legit 6'2", and Phillips is under 6 feet. And that's a meaningful difference.
Yes.
But I think stylistically, they're similar. I think Phillips will line up in the slot. I'm very curious to see how it plays out once we get to training camp. Obviously they do all the OTAs and everybody is jumping on every single rep to make a decision about everyone's future. But let's get to training camp and see how it plays out every day. But my sense watching Kyle Phillips' UCLA tape was that he could line up in the slot tomorrow and be an effective slot receiver. Now, much of production and targets, which are obviously big for fantasy people, is a result of how a team runs their offense. I mean, we know that this is an offense that runs through Derrick Henry. Kyle Phillips, even if he wins the slot job, he may not, he's not going to get 110 targets. If he wins the slot job, he may get 70 targets. So he may only catch 38 balls, and that may be a really good year given how he's deployed.
Greg Cosell with us, NFL Films. Cam Newton yesterday said he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm curious, based on what you saw on film of him last season, do you agree?
I don't think he was very good last year based on film. Obviously, I can't think of all 32 quarterbacks, right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was very good last year. And again, that's purely a tape statement. There's no personal agenda here. He was not very good. I don't think he saw things particularly well. I thought he missed too many throws that were there to be made. So, my sense is, that his body, look, he's a big man. We know that. But Cam Newton always was an interesting thrower of the football. He was an all-arm thrower, and he had a powerful, powerful arm on a huge, strong body. But Cam Newton was not a strider. He didn't stride into his throws, and he was not what we call a torquer. He did not really torque his core. So there wasn't that kind of strength, that core torque, that weight transfer that actually you need in almost any sport. And so therefore he was an arm thrower. And that was one reason why his accuracy and his ball placement was at times not precise, because the mechanics were not really there. And I think that's probably due to injury and his body wearing down.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of come home to roost a little bit now.
That makes sense.
That's interesting because, when he would roll outside the pocket, he almost looked like a baseball, like a shortstop throwing to first, which I see in Mahomes, sometimes where he looks like he's deep in the hole between short and third, making that throw to first where he flicks the wrist as opposed to spinning the ball. But
what always struck me about Cam Newton, and just picture him even in his prime, guys, is it always looked like he was working very hard to throw the ball. And his arm was incredibly powerful. Mm-hmm. But the reason it looked that way is because of what I said, because of the of the core and lower body technique. Some guys, like you watch Matthew Stafford throw a ball, it looks effortless, totally effortless. Think of someone like Joe Flacco in his prime, okay, where he had those 5 or 6 years where he was very good, obviously winning a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Effortless and a big arm. Cam Newton never looked effortless throwing a ball.
Greg Cosell, NFL Films, at Greg Cosell, must follow on Twitter. Staying with the quarterbacks, a couple of quarterbacks you've already taken a little bit of a look at, Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. What do you think about those two guys in terms of as we look at next year's crop? Yeah, and obviously they're going to play a whole nother season. So, at this point, it's all preliminary. Bryce Young, I really enjoyed watching his tape. I think he's a really good player. He's got a very quick, compact snap delivery. He's consistently precise with his ball placement. The ball comes out. I think he saw things extremely well. He knew where to go with the football quickly. I thought that he had a really good feel for managing and working within the pocket. He found space to deliver the football. He didn't get stuck in the pocket. And he got blitzed, surprisingly enough. He got blitzed. Alabama did, and obviously he's the quarterback. He got blitzed a lot. And in watching the tape that I did, and again, there's more work to be done, and there's a whole nother season. But, he kind of reminded me of, and this is going to be kind of a crazy comparison, but I think if you expand your mind, you'll understand what I mean. Who he kind of reminds me of? He kind of reminds me of Steph Curry. Think about that for a minute, because Steph Curry came into college. He was too small. People thought he's not going to get his shot off. He's not super quick, explosively quick. And yet Steph Curry always seems to find enough space to get the shot off. And he's obviously a great shooter and a great, great player. One of the best the league has ever seen. Just the way Bryce Young plays, I kind of thought of Steph Curry.
I like that.
Interesting. Yeah. Question about Hendon Hooker. You haven't really spent a lot of time on
I'm just
him.
starting. Yeah, I'm just starting. I'm going to get to a lot of these guys over the next month, month and a half. because I just finished a project and so next week I'm going to really start digging into, some guys. I've watched Bryce Young a bit. I've watched C.J. Stroud a bit. I've watched a couple of receivers. I've watched Smith Njigba from Ohio State a little bit. I watched, let's see, who else have I watched? I know I watched a couple of other receivers. I watched Quentin Johnson from TCU. I watched, who else? Keyshawn Boutte from LSU. I watched. So, I'll be doing more and more of these guys as time goes on. And I won't watch as much as I will of each guy because they have another year. So I might watch, like with quarterbacks, I'm not going to watch 8 games because I'll be watching 8 games next year. So I'll watch with quarterbacks now. I tend to watch more situations than games because I know I'm going to see full games after they play this season.
So is the goal there just to kind of get like a foundation? Working
foundation,
knowledge.
Yes, foundation.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I'm anxious to hear your take on Cedric Tillman, the wide receiver at Tennessee.
He's on my list. He's absolutely on my list.
And
I'll watch Hooker for sure.
Yep.
Obviously I'll watch Will Levis.
That's the one. That's the one everybody is going crazy over. And he's put up big numbers, but he's also made really questionable throws. And so I'm curious to get your take on him.
It'll be interesting with him because the advantage that he has is last year he was coached by an NFL coach in Liam Cohen, who's now back with the Rams. And now he has another NFL coach as coordinator, Rich Scarangello, who I know who's really, really good. So he's going to have the benefit of 2 NFL coordinators really teaching him not only concepts that are deployed in the NFL, but sort of how to play the position at the NFL level. Because, again, Levis, I haven't seen him yet other than on television, but he is a big kid who's obviously physically gifted. Now, that doesn't automatically mean you're a great NFL prospect or a great NFL quarterback, but he has traits that jump off. So I'm very curious to watch him.
Man,
resources, boy.
Great visit, Greg. Really appreciate it. Look forward to talking with you next week, and we thank you as always.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, there's Greg Cosell. You can catch him on the podcast with Buck Rising as well. And we have him every Thursday at 4:20.
Yes, we do. And you know what else we have today?
What do you have today?
We got the Prez Beer Fest. The Prez Craft Beer Festival returns to Bridgestone Arena on Saturday, June 25th. Escape the heat and enjoy craft brews inside Bridgestone Arena at the coolest beer fest in town. Be caller number 5 now, 615-737-1045 for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Prez Craft Beer Fest, 615-737-1045. Purchase your Prez Craft Beer Festival ticket and also receive a ticket to a Predators October 22nd home game. Get your tickets today at NashvillePredators.com/beer. Proceeds benefit the Nashville Predators Foundation and over 150 Middle Tennessee charities they support.
That's a great event. I've been. It's awesome.
All beer?
And Boston Celtic fans had a lot of beer last night, I think.
Yes, we need to tap in.
Draymond Green's wife went in on Instagram. Got that for you next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Banks are great for car loans, but when you need a home loan, you need an expert. We'll get you pre-approved the day you call in, lower rates, and with our 21-day closing guarantee, you'll be in your dream home in weeks.
Boston with a 2-1 series lead over Golden State. Try to get that thing to 3-1 in Game 4 coming up. Or does Golden State bounce back?
Going down.
For real?
It's going down. You know it.
Man, Boston was so physical in that game, man.
Yep.
And you said that's why you changed your opinion because of the head referee that was going to allow things to happen like that.
I'd Foster. Don't pick and choose, man. And then guess what? You're able to adjust. And at home, it's easier to adjust than it is on the road, especially with that crowd behind you. Crowd's serious, man. Crowd is serious.
Draymond Green's wife took to Instagram about the crowd and wrote, "Tough loss tonight, but," in all caps, "in no way," in all caps, "shape or form should fans be allowed to chant obscenities at players. Are they not human? Is someone standing at your job saying off-the-wall things to you?" Well, yeah.
They kind of are.
I mean, yeah, here they are. The @NBA has the audacity to have a whole code of conduct card at every seat about fans and their behavior and how they could be ejected from a game or banned, but a whole crowd /section / numerous people get to chant "F you, Draymond," or call him a B. I mean, they had T-shirts made about that. Draymond is a B. Or MF and nothing. Like, that's okay. Warriors fans would never, in all caps. I'm sure not one Warriors fan has ever thrown an F-bomb at a game. I'm sure that's never happened.
In the Bay Area? Bay Area!
My kids were at the game tonight hearing that mess. Very disgusting of you at – no, wait. Very disgusting of you, little at Celtics fans. Just shameful.
Now, this the thing with this, Euro. Like, okay, so every player has an opportunity to shut the crowd up. All you got to do is beat them, and I guarantee they can't say anything. And now, what the funny thing is, now that you're in this position, and I'm not saying everybody that complains about it. Now that you're in this position, you didn't feel this way when you were in Memphis. And they were playing whoop that trick, and they was up by 50. And remember, Draymond was taunting the crowd and spinning the towel around and dancing.
Yeah,
and
give me a
everything was a
break with all
mockery.
this crap.
Come
This
on,
is
man.
so stupid,
Like,
man.
come on. Like, I'm all for it now. Don't be yelling any racial slurs or anything.
No, of course
or
not.
Nothing at the families or nothing like that. But the people on the court, I ain't saying like you're just supposed to disrespect them. But man, you at home, man. You can do whatever you want to do, man. If you don't like it, I'm gonna show you that I don't like it. Don't go out there and perform with 2 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds and foul out.
You ever notice that people like that play with that emotion, that get all excited in situations like Draymond did, when it comes back at them, they can't handle it?
It's rough.
It's like, this. You were that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were instigating a lot of things on the court. Mm-hmm. Here's the goal of those fans: to get under your skin. Guess what?
They did it.
It wasn't just her talking about it. It was Warriors players in the postgame talking about it.
Clay did too. Clay said something about it too. Way to stay classy, boss. Ain't nobody here for class. You need to go play in the French league. If you go play in the French league overseas,
are they classy?
Oh,
over there?
what, boy?
Are they
wine,
really?
what?
Wine and cheese?
Oh man, they sit down. I'm talking about dunk. You could dunk from the free throw line over 2 people, and guess what? They don't move out. They sit on me.
I remember.
Like what?
R.A. Dickey was coaching my middle kid's 12U baseball team, and kid gave up a home run to the other team. The other team hit the home run. When he rounded the bases, like, our kids gave him 5, good hit. After the game, he said, "There will be none of that."
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm not telling you to disrespect them, but I'm telling you, if you give somebody dap coming around the bases after he hits a home run, you're disrespecting your own pitching."
Right. Like, yeah, you got him.
So,
good job. Yeah,
French
I feel him on that.
Fromage.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, ain't nobody for that,
Do
man.
people wear deodorant over there in France?
No.
Like, is that thing?
I think
Is
it's
that
half
a
and
real
half.
thing that they don't smell good over there?
I think it's half and half.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
They wash with
the
shampoo.
best smelling person in this entire building is Ronald Sylvester.
Oh,
Slade.
they don't like that. No, I'm lying. They do like that, but that's because of cologne. Like they don't want to smell the deodorant and body soap and all that. No, that I ain't peeped that part. After 2 hours, boy, they're gonna be earthquaking a little bit.
Aaron
But-
Solomon checking in. He just texted me. He worked at Channel 4 for a long time.
Hey.
Did sports, did morning news, kind of like Don Davenport. Anyway, he goes, dude, Warriors fans tried to push/tip over our live satellite truck during our live show from Oakland the night before the Titans-Raiders AFC title game. We went live next to the arena, and the Warriors played that night. Our truck operator had to get physical to get people off and away from our truck.
See,
Get her out of here.
Come on, man. They worry about the fans, man. The front court for Boston had 29 points and 23 rebounds. You know what the front court had for Golden State? 8 and 11.
You know, when I was
what you want?
I was talking about my middle kid, Will. I was talking with Will about this
Will the
story, and he goes, Dad, just wait till next year when Memphis is in the NBA Finals. They think a crowd gets after people.
Oh,
just wait.
They're gonna be pissed.
He was like, when everybody gets a full dose of whoop that trick.
Oh yeah, wait till the world get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. The movie ain't gonna be enough.
Oh man, 5 o'clock hour coming up. Big Savagery at 5:20. Also coming up, a Notre Dame baseball player talking kind of matter-of-fact smack.
Matter of fact, huh?
He was just like, yeah, we're gonna beat them. They got some guys that can do some things, and blah 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 blah. That's next. Sirius 104.5 The Zone.
Well, Bear Bryant, obviously another one of those coaches still going at Alabama. And in 1982, Tennessee beats Alabama, ending that 11-year drought. And there's that famous photo of Johnny Majors being carried off the field and shaking Bear's hand while he's on people's shoulders in 1982. Where are you when that photo is taken?
Well, I was on the sideline. I never did go to the press box. When I became coordinator, I tried it a couple times. I wanted to be on the field where I could see, talk, get a hold of somebody and talk to them. It's really hard to describe what a big win that was, because you're right. Tennessee had not beaten them in 11 years, 70 or 71. I guess probably 71. Anyway, I wasn't a Tennessee fan at that point, but it was huge because it was getting to be, hey, are we going to get back to where we can, get into position to beat Alabama? We'd played them well, but we hadn't won. And in that ball game, it was a magical. The World's Fair was there, right? You could hit a driver in a sand wedge. I'd probably have to hit a driver in a 3-wood now, but the World's Fair site was right there. There's a bunch of people there. There's a huge crowd. And it was a great ball game. I mean, it was back and forth. But without question, I never forget Coach Majors was talking one day in a staff meeting before the game, probably Monday or Tuesday. And, he just kind of mused this. He said, I think I'd lose the rest of the games this year if we could beat Alabama. That's how big it was. And what that game did was it propelled Tennessee from a recruiting perspective.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. 104.5 The Zone. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Beautiful day in the Music City.
Gotta be.
CMA Fest.
Yes.
In full effect.
Yes. The energy is just right in the city, too, right now.
If you're performing, have fun. Good luck.
Got to. Could be once in a lifetime, so make it your best time.
Well, shout out to the music industry for
putting it down.
Supporting the city with all these dollars coming in town to watch.
Come on now.
I feel like because I feel like somebody's watching
to me.
Yeah. I feel like because Dawn has missed all week with jury duty that we need to intro her even though she's not here.
Let's do it.
It's only right?
It's only right because it is right. And it's Babsy. And we'll come bust you out of that, Babsy. We know you don't care about your reputation. We miss you.
I mean, she texted us this morning a lowercase a, and we were kind of joking yesterday. Like, there was this old show about a dog named Lassie.
Yeah.
And so Lassie would alert Timmy, the little boy in the house that, was Lassie's friend.
Would he bark? Telepathically.
He would bark.
Oh,
And he'd be like,
telepathically.
Oh, okay. I thought he was summoning him.
It's not a ghost dog.
Timmy.
But he would be like, "Ruh, ruh, ruh, ruh." And Timmy would be like, "What's that, boy?" And Lassie would be like, "Ruh, ruh, ruh." "Oh, Cliffy, he's in trouble at the shed." Ruh, ruh, ruh. So it's kind of like Dawn with the letter A this morning. We were like, "Uh-oh." I think Slay's right. We got to go bust her out.
Hey, but you know what? What's most impressive about that is not Lassie being able to talk. Timmy being able to understand.
Oh, yeah. Timmy's in tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just think about if that show came back in 2022, then Lassie would be texting Timmy because that's just right there. So he's using his paw to text Timmy.
Do y'all ever go down like internet rabbit holes like I do? Like immediately right now, I want to know what happened with Timmy the rest of his life. Like, so I will Google that here in a second. I want to know what happened to the guy that played Timmy and Lassie.
He had to become a
the
vet.
guy. I thought you were talking about Timmy.
Oh, I thought you meant like the story of Timmy.
Yeah,
he had to become a vet, right? Like he had to grow up and become a vet.
He had to become like Watson and them.
Oh, he probably went to the shed trying to help whoever, Cliffy, and then he
detective, man.
And then he, got a rusty nail and it got infected and he died. That's probably what happened.
Okay.
Wow.
And just checks Timmy out.
We're giving him happy lives with a family and 2 kids, and you're over there saying he's gonna die.
I mean, I don't know.
Then knock Timmy off with a rusty nail.
Usually when I start, hey, I wonder what happened to this guy. Like usually he's dead.
Rusty!
Knock him off with a nail.
Rusty nail.
You know what though? The energy is so right. You got the CMA Fest going on right here.
Yeah, I love it.
Tomorrow night though, I'm gonna be in attendance, man. The Legends of the Streets tour, man, is gonna be popping in Bridgestone.
I saw you post about that.
I'm gonna be there, man. And we got a Nashville native, man, one of our own, Cashville's own, Elroy the Boy, man, gonna be opening up, man, for these great artists, Jeezy, T.I., Gucci, and all these people. A-Ball and MJG, some legends. So gonna be good, man. Salute to Elroy the Boy, man. All the way, Lassie Ave in the building, man. Let's go.
Guess who else is in the building?
Who?
Ron Slay.
Come on.
Hey, I'm in the building.
Best believe I'm in the building.
Better be ready. I'm in the building. Calling on the roof. Time for the show.
Jelly Roll calls him Big Slay.
Yeah. Big Jelly. Shout out to Jelly, man. Hey, man, Jelly is a man. I think I'm a man of the people. Man, Jelly is a man of the people, man. Yeah. Of the babies and everything.
You know what was funny about that conversation like should have lasted longer than we had one segment with him. But that man has a story about transforming his life. And he said he was incarcerated. What did he say? Incarcerated 8 out of 10 years and
do a stretch, a 10-year stretch, 80 years out of it. Yep.
Yeah, and what changed everything was finding out that he had a daughter while he was sitting inside. And props to him. 615-737-1045. You want in Tennessee and Notre Dame going at it tomorrow. in the Super Regional, and you can catch the game right here on 104.5 The Zone at 5 o'clock. They're knocking us off the air.
Well, and guess what? We ain't gonna sit up here and debate with them. We ain't mad. We're gonna move right along and let Vitello and them get in there and do their thing. And I ain't even gonna say Vitello because he said it ain't about him. It's about the players. So we're gonna let you know who my favorite guy is now, outside of Mike Honcho for sure. And Gilbert.
Mike Honcho.
Blake, is it Blake Burke? Is that his name? Hunk, am I saying his name right? Blake Burke. Hunk must be answering the phone. Blake Burke, I think, is his name. I think that's my new friend. The freshman. I think he's a lefty too. Freshman Blake Burke. Is that
double checking that you're saying?
Yeah,
right. I'm double checking.
I think I'm pretty positive.
You got me on that one,
man. That dude there, man, big old boy. He let that thing rip, man. I'm telling you, man. We got some. Not only do they got great leadership on that team right now, man, they got some young fellas coming up behind them that's gonna be all right, and especially if we get in this transfer portal and go get them guys we were talking about yesterday. Maui and the big tanks.
Tommy Tanks.
Yeah, Tommy Tanks and a Maui. Woo, drive a tank across the Maui.
So you sent something to us on the text strand.
Well, just send me y'all.
And I don't know where you got it from, but I love it.
Hold on, wait a minute. Ain't no telling what I done sent.
You were correct, by the way.
Blake Burke, ain't
yes,
yo, that's my fave outside of Mike Honcho and man, I got a lot of faves. I like Trey Lipscomb too. I like the whole team, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I'm a homer. All right, it's out. I'm a homer.
Say, what did Ortega do to you, man? He's the only one you hadn't missed.
I like Ortega.
You hadn't mentioned him yet.
Ortega shortstop, right?
Second base.
Who playing shortstop?
No, who's on first?
What?
No,
What's on second?
No. We're not going down that rabbit hole. Nope. We already been there. Done that. Y'all almost got me that quick too. Nope.
What, you're like, huh? No, Lawson's at short.
Lawson didn't have a great regional.
I don't know third base.
Yeah.
What's on second?
Nope. No,
here's what you sent.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Here's what you sent. You ready?
What's up?
You don't want to end up on any more Romos.
That's what I said?
No.
I'm finna say what I said.
This is what you sent. Notre Dame fans and players should know this will be very different than Starkville, said the source. Oh. Not as many fans as Mississippi State because the park is small, but the fans aren't very welcoming like in Starkville. Tennessee fans will be tough on the players and not welcoming to Notre Dame fans. It's a much different atmosphere. Starkville is a party atmosphere for home and opposing fans. Knoxville is intense and will not treat you like guests. They live pitch by pitch and will be louder than any place Notre Dame has played. They will not feed Notre Dame barbecue like at Mississippi State after the game. They want to beat Notre Dame 40-0. There will be kids at the frat house on the right field line screaming at Notre Dame's players during practice, before the first game, and during the game. It's a circus.
Ooh-wee. How lovely it must be to be a volunteer right now. Yes, sir. He did not skew his words, boy. He hit that dead on, man. That's what it's about.
Scott.
That's what it's about. What's up, Scott?
Next up on 3 Until. Scott, what's up, man?
Bring it.
Slay. Come on, man. You got to get it together, man.
What happened?
You got to lay the banana on the tailpipe on my guy. I mean, I can't even. I cracked up. I almost drove off the road. I'll tell you something, Slay.
Talk to me.
Now, I'm a homer. I've called in a few times, and you guys probably know I root for Notre Dame. But I'm going to tell you something. Notre Dame, there's only 2 teams left in the tournament that lost fewer games than Notre Dame. That's Virginia Tech and Tennessee. Every team in the tournament's got College World Series talent right now because 8 of them get to go. But 3 teams ranked lower than Notre Dame got their home regional. Notre Dame did. Notre Dame had to go somewhere where an unranked team hosted the regional. They swept the regional. I'm telling you right now, them boys ain't going to be scared. They're not supposed to win. I know UT's a better team, but I'm telling you right now, don't sleep. I'll call back in on Monday, and I'll eat my crow if I need to, but Slay, you play ball, man. Dangerous team is a team that's got nothing to lose. And not one single person, I guarantee, in America is picking the Irish to win. Just watch.
Yeah, they are.
They'll hang.
They are the biggest underdog out of the super regionals. Tennessee a minus 370 favorite. Yeah, I know nothing about Notre Dame baseball. They could walk down there with a team that could win the World Series in Major League Baseball. I don't know.
They're very sound defensively.
Yeah.
They're a very sound team all the way around.
Well, this is a little trash talk from Notre Dame. This is who is this? The left fielder Ryan Cole. This is what Notre Dame left fielder Ryan Cole had to say about this series.
I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what they see, but if I were them, I'd be a little scared. I think we're a very dangerous team. We have a lot of experienced guys, and we can attack you, like I said earlier, in many facets of the game, and just go out there and beat you at the game of baseball. They have, like you said, they have some good numbers and some guys who can do some pretty cool things, but at the end of the day, all 60 games that we've played so far this season are behind us, and the only 3 that matter are the 3 to come. So we have to go out there and beat them at baseball.
Would you like a rebuttal from me, or you want to wait till after the break?
I just don't even know what to say about that.
Well, I listen, Scott. I respect everything you're saying, and I know that you are spot on. It ain't nothing like a critter backed up into a corner come out clawing. And you are absolutely right. But when you come out and you speak on the number one team ain't saying nothing to you. You speak on the number one team, and you got to go on the road to this environment.
Mark said what I said earlier.
Hey, man.
Mark on YouTube said what I said earlier. There will be 2 games, not 3.
Hey, man, listen, man. I expect
He just gave the number one team who is looking for stuff like this to load the weapon, and he just gave it to him.
Scott, let me tell you this, man. Going into that regional, man, I knew exactly what to expect. I told my partner when we was on the golf course, man, ain't none of these games going to be easy, man. And they wasn't. Those tune-ups for this matchup in the super regional, get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. And I ain't saying it's going to be easy. But, buddy, hey, man, they not beating this team twice. They not beating this team twice. Man, go Vols. I don't know.
Ramon Foster coming up. We'll ask him about this series.
Please get him
and
up here.
Get his take as a former Vol about the brashness of this Vol group. Also, I'm him on Twitter. You're on National Sports Radio and don't know who Blake Burke is? Come on, man. I didn't even hear what Slay said because I was looking for the text, but Slay knew who he was. He said his name.
I said his name like 6 times.
That's a
What's
difference.
going on today?
Honestly, behind the curtain, that's a difference in having 2 people in here and 3 people in here, because if there's 3 people in here, I can look for things, and then you guys can talk. But you looked up at me, and I was like, what'd you say?
You're right. Yeah, man. Hey, the number one team. All right. This is going to be interesting.
Orange Stormtrooper, you can hit us on Twitter at 3HL1045. He did it. We treat the opposing fans like they should be treated. They are the enemy. They garbage.
Hello.
He said Notre Dame overrated in football every year.
Yeah, good thing this is baseball.
All right, Ramon Foster coming up next, and we can take your phone calls. We'll just let Big Swagger on in here as a co-host next on 104.5 The Zone.
Well, Bear Bryant, obviously another one of those coaches still going at Alabama. And in 1982, Tennessee beats Alabama, ending that 11-year drought. And there's that famous photo of Johnny Majors being carried off the field and shaking Bear's hand while he's on people's shoulders in 1982. Where are you when that photo is taken?
Well, I was on the sideline. I never did go to the press box. When I became coordinator, I tried it a couple times. I wanted to be on the field where I could see, talk, get a hold of somebody and talk to him. It's really hard to describe what a big win that was, because you're right. Tennessee had not beaten them in 11 years, 70 or 71. I guess probably 71. Anyway, I wasn't a Tennessee fan at that point, but it was huge because it was getting to be, hey, are we going to get back to where we can, get into position to beat Alabama? We'd played them well, but we hadn't won. And in that ball game, it's magical. The World's Fair was there, right? You could hit a driver in a sand wedge I'd probably have to hit a driver in a 3-wood now. But the World's Fair site was right there. There's a bunch of people there. It was a huge, huge crowd. And it was a great ball game. I mean, it was back and forth and back and forth. But without question, I never forget Coach Majors was talking one day in a staff meeting before the game, probably Monday or Tuesday. And, he just kind of mused this. He said, I think I'd lose the rest of the games this year if we could beat Alabama. That's how big it was. And what that game did was it propelled Tennessee from a recruiting perspective.
live this home Prince Orty. We're on Slade on Davenport on jury duty. We've got Big Savagery, Ramon Foster from J. Martin Ramon with us for his Thursday visit, and he too has an intro.
Who the hell are you?
Ramon.
You know. Say my name.
Ramon.
You what? Say my name. I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are. Yeah, you do.
Do you respect the bad guy? Ramon.
Ramon Foster joins us. Ramon, what's up? How are you?
I'm good, man. Listening to you two have a ball this evening, man. Oh, my God.
Hey, we're good, but I feel like we need to start this segment by talking a little Tennessee Notre Dame Super Regional Baseball. And I think that we need to start this segment by once again playing a Notre Dame trash talker, left fielder. What's this guy's name, Hunk? Ryan Cole.
Ryan Cole.
This is what he had to say, Ramon.
I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what they see, but if I were them, I'd be a little scared. I think we're a very dangerous team. We have a lot of experienced guys, and we can attack you, like I said earlier, in many facets of the game, and just go out there and beat you at the game of baseball. They have, like you said, they have some good numbers and some guys who can do some pretty cool things, but at the end of the day, all 60 games that we've played so far this season are behind us, and the only 3 that matter are the 3 to come, so we have to go out there and beat them at baseball.
I love the chuckle, Ramon. What do you think about that?
Man, see, this is the thing. I respect him for what he had to say, and I know they're underdogs, and they're a little ticked off about it. And the best thing about, well, I'll say this, the best thing about what he said, he let Tennessee know that they're not really underdogs. So the role that they could have played was to sit back and just beat Tennessee. But because of that, I think he sent more bulletin board material to Tennessee that really don't need a whole lot anyway. So his case was good that, look, they got to go play baseball. That's correct. But the shot that he took as far as, we're really good and we're going to shock them and beat them, I think that just put Tennessee on alert even more for a team that's already as hot. I will recognize we just played Georgia Tech, and they got, I think, one of the worst bullpens in the ACC. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, you got Notre Dame, who's got one of the best bullpens on the end out of the ACC. With that being said, put themselves more on alert than anything. It's like trying to sneak up on somebody and I hear your feet. Like, I hear you now, so there's no surprise to it. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Let me creep up on them real quick. Now, I hear you. So because of that, I'm going to respect who you are, which I think Tennessee already would have. But now I'm going to try to bash you because you sent me bulletin board material. I'm not sure if Tennessee sent any their way for him to garner that kind of comment, other than the fact that a reporter told them they were underdogs and they're playing a very hot Tennessee team.
See, that's an interesting point because I don't think Tennessee would back away from sending bulletin board material for sure. But I guarantee you, and Slade's made this point, you guys are former players. I mean, when somebody offered up something like this before you played them, I mean, it's at least an eyebrow raise, right?
Oh, no doubt about it. It's one of them, oh, well, now I know. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to sneak up on me anymore. Like, that opportunity of sneaking in and just, well, you learning that they have a pitch. And like when I hear something like that, I'm going to go watch more film. I'm going to find a weakness. I'm going to find what we like to call the candy bar. Like, who's the weak link on your team? I'm going at him. And I think it pipes everybody up as far as your preparedness for the game moving forward. And it's going to be exciting. I'll be there Saturday, just so you know. I hit you guys up about going too, but it is going to be exciting. Well, if you were going, not about going.
But way to clarify that, Big Savage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember you hitting us up and telling us you going, man.
Well, I know you got a huge retirement party to go to, man. Shout out to Oak Hill.
Salute to him. You are actually right.
I couldn't ask you, and I asked Brent if he had went because I was looking at tickets to make sure that I was going to be in a good spot. That's all that was, because I know Brent get great tickets.
I work hard at it.
Yeah, me too, Brent.
Yeah, I've got some friends going up too, man. This is a busy time of year if you've got kids playing sports. You got travel baseball overlapping with basketball and all kinds of things going on. So I'll be watching on a very big TV somewhere.
And Brent, can I say this too about the Notre Dame player?
Yeah.
Since he put that out there for his team, he's a representation of his team. He also has to show improve because the same thing that Draymond went through last night against Boston. It's the same thing he's going to go into that treacherous left field of his. And that's where the porch is at Lindsey Nelson. Like, come on, buddy. You really just put a target on your back. And maybe that's how he needs to play too. But that is a rowdy place from my understanding. So he's getting Draymond treatment from here on out as far as showing up into Lindsey Nelson. And again, as long as it's not disrespectful, as long as it's not, you throwing around some crazy semantic racist stuff, hey, all have at it. He's going to get it this weekend is all I got to tell you.
As he should. And let me ask you this, Savage. Going in, stick with the baseball real quick. Going into the regionals, I was kind of not worried, but I was on alert. Like, man, hey, they gotta get in this and get it going. You know what I'm saying? But now going into the super regionals, those worries, I put them to the side, man. I don't think this is going to be an easy matchup, but man, I just find it hard to believe somebody beating this team twice, man.
Well, I'm with you on that because the bullpen's good. They hit well. They play good defense too. That's one thing about all the antics are what they are when it comes to this team, but they do play really good baseball. And I've seen them in person, and I've seen them also throughout the season where they've been down and be able to come back. The one team that got them in the series this year was Kentucky, and that was the team they actually beat to actually advance to the championship game. And Kentucky gave them all they had. It was a real good game. And I look at the regional. They were down 2 times in the regional at home, and they found a way to rally back. You guys watch a lot of sports and played a lot of sports too. You know that hardens you. You get that feeling of being invincible when you do those types of things. I'll never forget our Super Bowl run. On the road to the Super Bowl, we were having the ball bounce certain ways. We were having the defense get the ball in certain positions on the field that made it easier for us to score. We were clicking on offense. The communication factor was up because you had been in the season for so long that those things become, I don't want to say automatic, but they get a whole lot better. And the fact that Tennessee's seen these types of things where they've been down, where they got to change pitchers, they got to put pinch hitters in, they got to put, a lot of those, they got to make a lot of changes. It gives you more confidence. So I ain't going to say, Ron, that you can't see nobody beating them, but it's going to be damn hard, man, considering what they've been through so far. It hasn't just been a cushy ride is what I'm saying.
I agree.
Big Savage, Ramon Foster. I'm curious, as a former Vol player, what's your take on all these birds going around the bases and all that stuff, like bat flips? I mean, all this stuff.
This is where I'm at, and even with my kids being in baseball too, everybody calls it boring. The parents love to go watch their kids, but it's like, here I am for another 2.5 hours at the field, And to have a team that's good, that's able to bring some excitement to it, I think the same way that we saw Steph kind of, blend the 3-ball into the NBA, if another team or Tennessee does this again, have the ability to show that you're able to have fun in baseball and also win, then I think you got something special. I think you get it to where people want to go see the Savannah Bananas and they're sold out for months. You know what I'm saying? So as much as people have been complaining the periods of the sport, just don't understand the how and the why. This is a sport that needs a whole lot of growth. This is a sport that's supposed to be America's pastime, and it's number 3, if not 4 sometimes, if you ask people to rank it. You see what I'm saying? So somebody or something has to bring some excitement to the game. And I know it's a game of unwritten rules. It's a game of, a skill. It's a game of, if I can beat you at this, and you shouldn't be able to beat me at that, and I'm just supposed to play it and go home. Those days I feel like are changing. It's the same way that we find ourselves being confused by some of the antics that football players do or basketball players. Like, why are you going live? Like, those same kids are in this generation. Those same kids are playing baseball. Those same kids like to have that amount of fun, and if they're bad, guess what? The crowd is going to let them know. The coach is going to let them know. We, the people here that are watching and consuming these sports, can't wait to let somebody know that, look, y'all do too much. You're trash. Win some baseball games. So it'll get corrected. Am I right?
Yep.
I mean, I love it all. For me, like, sports is entertainment. That's why I wanted to do this job, because I have fun with it all. So, I mean, it's one of those things, though. I always say, like, we're all sports hypocrites, if you're willing to admit that. So for me, like watching a guy go around first, flipping off a center fielder, to me, that's fun and entertaining. But if my kid did that, he's sitting in the car. So, I mean, that's two different ways to look at it.
I've seen, well, of course, you let the younger kids, they kind of get away with it a little bit more. But I've seen my kid hit a home run and hit a gritty going down the third base line.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the gritty going down. And you know what? Immediately what I tell him, and he'll tell you this too. Hey, that's cool. But remember when you up on the mound and somebody hit one off of you, I don't need no sadness because when you did it, it was fine. I'm all for anybody showing out. If you get me, beautiful. I love it. But you better get me again, because if not, I'm going to rub it in your face. And I think that's the part in which we as people that are watching and consuming got to kind of let that play out. You know, we watched, who was it that did the crazy bat flip and then Trey Lipton got hit?
Was it Daniel Gilbert?
Drew Gilbert.
Drew Gilbert.
Yep.
Drew Gilbert.
He threw it as high in the air as he could.
Yeah.
And he walked with it for about 5 paces. So what happened next? His partner got hit because of it. So there's ways to correct that and try to push people off. You know, the idea. It's the same thing I was telling my kids this past weekend. We played in a 14U tournament, and there were some kids that was kicking the dust over the lines in the box. And they did that so that they could push his pitch outside because they was going to crowd the plate. So I had to tell them, look, if they're going to do that, Brent, Ron, what do? You beam one of them and make them back up and say, that's for your teammate for crowding the plate. So there's ways around people getting upset or getting mad about it. I ain't going to say people complaining because I do respect the game. Yeah. I respect the rules of the game. As long as nobody's not using steroids, if you steal signals, look, you better be real good at hiding it. If you got it, I'm a fan of the game within the game as long as you're not being egregious with it, Brent and Savage.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Brent and Savage.
That's what we are.
Mayor. I was quick with it. Mayor and Savage. Not bad.
I love it, man. Ramon Foster. You can catch him on J Mart and Ramon weekday mornings from 6 until 10. Always love the visits. Big Savage, and always love taking you guys out in the morning. Thank you, man.
No problem, man. Y'all have fun, man.
There he is, Ramon Foster. He's headed to Knoxville this weekend.
Yeah. Dog snuck that one in on me. You gotta let that slide out on the radio. All right.
You're headed out to Charlotte?
Yeah, I am, man. This is gonna be a really, 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 really good event, man. Stack will be in the building. Stackhouse will be there. Wow. Yeah. So that's gonna be good. Nice. Oh wow. No, he ain't listening to this. I was gonna say,
you almost made an announcement.
Yeah, this guest list. I'm gonna be real,
it's
man. It's legit, man, and it's different when you see a coach able to get this many guys in one room, and to imagine that it's from high school. And it's still missing a lot of guys, so that's all right, man. I might say a couple on the list in a little while.
615-737-1045. Nomad Shane has a story for Slay.
What's happening?
Shane, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What up, Shane?
Hey, Slay. So I grew up in Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Hot town.
And
Uptown.
I played soccer, and then I played basketball. I played church league basketball. So anyway, I graduated in '97 from Christian County High School. Isaiah Victor. And I think after his freshman year, so I go into the recreation department at Hopkinsville, and I'm going to shoot some ball, get a sweat. Isaiah's in there.
Yeah.
And I decided, he was just shooting around. I said, well, I'll rebound for you. This man made 30 threes in a row. Yeah. And I said, Zeke, you never shoot outside. You never. And he said, listen, little bro. That ain't what they pay me to do. I said, listen, man. I said, okay. I said, yeah, I get it.
Hey, man.
So
go ahead.
So my junior year in high school is when UHA was like number 4 in the nation. They had Zeke, Mario Buckner, Michael Forrest, Lamont Barnes, Harold Swanigan. Christian County beat them in the first round of district. I was one of the idiots that charged. Oh yeah, we had C.J. Pepper, Andre Hall, Shannon Lovin. Anyway, I'm one of the idiots that charged the court, and I thought these guys ain't that good. UHA, you 4 in the nation, y'all ain't that good. We beat y'all. The next summer was the summer that I watched Zeke do that. shoot 33s in a row. And I was like, all right, this is a different level of basketball here. And you never shoot in college. Like, you never shoot. What are you doing? You never shoot. He's like, yeah, man, that ain't what they pay me to do. I said, okay, bro.
Hey, man,
you know how good these guys are.
You know what the funny thing is about it, man? Like, we always said, man, Zeke should be the small forward. Like, he should have been playing the small forward position, man. That dude was 6'9". Like, it was before his time. If it would have been with
jump
this,
out the gym.
Yeah, with this positionless basketball like it is now, he would have been there, man. And we would have been playing 4-round-1, you know, with CJ Black in the middle.
Bro, it was nuts. I went home and told my girlfriend, I was like, listen, man. I was like, honey, this guy's unbelievable. And she's like, I don't know who he is. I was like, you know, all right, well, you will know.
yeah. Hey, that's facts. Appreciate that, man.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Zeke was different, man. Dude was different, boy.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. More of your phone calls when we come back. Also, trading cards for college athletes.
Man, I saw that.
It's coming.
That's why
I like it.
I love it.
We'll talk about it. You got a giveaway?
Yeah, do got a giveaway.
Dealing with dads and things like that.
Going up the mountain. We on the way. Everybody move around. Dads, hey, to the front of the line. Father's Day is coming up, and 104.5 The Zone is teamed up with that legendary play to give the perfect gift for that sports fanatic in your life, and that's probably a dad. So that legendary play features one-of-a-kind prints from legendary plays by all your favorite teams and players. Be caller number 5, 615-737-1045 now. Be that caller now. Number 5 now for your chance to win a dad. Well, one-of-a-kind print from that legendary play. See the collection at the legendary play. At thatlegendaryplay.com. And between now and Father's Day, buy one and get one selected print at 25% off with code LegendaryDad. For more info, visit 1045thezone.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Is it time for some updates around the house? Last year, our average client received over $52,000 with a simple cash-out refinance. Let's make those home remodeling projects a reality. Start now at thehomeloanexpert.com.
somebody sent us a video of the Tennessee baseball team dancing on the field during practice.
Yeah.
This team ain't losing this weekend, man.
No, man. Got to pull us on the team. You said it, man. Like, you got to know what buttons to punch.
Yeah, Vidal is trying to say, like, I don't know when I get here in the morning, like what these guys are thinking and all that. Get out of here with that.
That's cool. It's cool if you don't.
He knows exactly
I like
what this team is.
I like it a lot.
At Ron Slade 35,
Hey,
at
that's
Brent
me.
Doherty, at Don
Hey, that's him.
TN, at Joe
Hey, that's her.
That's me.
And that's him.
Tops is going to make trading cards for current college players on their current teams.
That's got to be cool.
Which is funny because Darren Ravel had that news earlier today, and he said for the first time ever. And I'm like, no, I had some Tennessee football player cards from back in the day. It was like a 100-year series because I had like Dale Carter and I had Nathan Doherty.
Did you?
Yeah. So I don't know how they got away with that back in the day, but they did. So I don't know. But anyway, it's cool. Wouldn't you love to have a Ron Slay Tennessee basketball card?
What? Hell yeah. What? Man, without question.
You couldn't even find headbands.
Oh, man. All right, man. Hey, man, that would have been dope, man. Hopefully, I would have been able to hold on to one. Because that's it right there, man. Ain't nothing like being able to have that collector's item in your stash. You got to, especially with NIL running around. Like, imagine how many autograph signings and stuff you can have with that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
there was a big one going on in Pigeon Forge. They
Was
either
it?
had it or it's about to happen. I forget, with members of the current football team, Hendon Hooker, all those guys.
Oh, that's dope.
Over there in Pigeon Forge where Margaritaville is.
Let
I
me
think
ask
it's
you
at
this.
Margaritaville, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah.
What was this like? As much as we're seeing this team nowadays, I know we had COVID 2 years ago, but over the years, were we seeing this team out and about as much? Or is this something that's Hype was doing, reconnecting with the fan base? And
I don't know. I mean, I think this is an NIL deal. This is an opportunity to go make some money.
That's all it is, seeing more of them like this.
Yeah, I guess.
I just feel, I guess so.
Yeah, because a lot of times what'll happen is these people that do autograph signings, the very moment you declare for the NFL, that's when they hit you up and you go do these at malls and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, show. Yeah, didn't Alabama get in trouble for that a while back? Little autograph signings at that place in the Hoover, in the Winfrey.
Yes, I believe actually
Over
they-
in that
they
mall
have.
by the Winfrey in Hoover,
Yeah,
Alabama.
I know a guy that used to do it in Huntsville, and literally the very moment that a player turned pro, the very next day there was a sign out that was like, "This player coming to us Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Get your tickets." I mean, it was the
that's gotta
very
be
second
cool.
it happened. So now they're just getting it while the players are hot.
So Hunk tweeted out, I think Notre Dame baseball just gave Vol baseball some ammunition, and they didn't need to do that. Ramon Foster said that on 3HL, to which Jeff responded and said, Vol, stay offended, blah, blah, blah.
Well, quit saying stuff then. we can take it how we want to. Like when you talk trash to somebody and they say something, take it how you want to. I don't care.
Here's Bubba and Dixon. He can take it how he wants.
Hey,
Bubba, what's up?
First foremost, come on!
What's
Bubba
up,
lost
Bubba?
a bet.
Hey, I'm diving in. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm 100%. I just got back from Oklahoma. We ready to go.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. First and foremost, that fella that called before Big Ragu talking about he's gonna eat crow. I just need to know: does he want it deep fried or you want it blackened? I mean, I just passed forward of him. I'll have it ready for him. Well, as far as that soundbite, how can Tennessee use that as poster board material? Like, it's really like, well, we're going to get you. Hey, mate, Rook to your night 3. I'm going to get you. I promise you. Y'all pretty good. But, yeah, you know what's happening here. We got you, old buddy. Like, really? Dude, we're going to need triple middle fingers. We're going to need everything coming in. Balls are going to sweep this. It's going to look like a football score.
You know, when we played that at the beginning of the show, because I hadn't heard it until we played it on the air, and my take was, Bubba, that dude's going to need some bass in his voice, just a little bit, for me to take him seriously.
Well, he's got to stop enunciating so much. Like, stop being like straight to the point. Get a little street in you. Get a little something in you. Get a little gumption. Get something in you, and then you got a light voice to add to it. Dude, you're not scaring my 10-year-old. Like,
light voice.
He's from Notre Dame. That's how they speak.
To be fair, not a lot scares your 10-year-old, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Or the
still,
younger one, or Allie.
definitely. That wouldn't scare my 6-year-old.
Yes,
But
I
I'm
was
just
saying,
saying,
not Allie either.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna let y'all know if I find tickets now. Mike Concho, the real Mike Concho, will make an appearance at UT. Yup, Rhonda messed up when he made this bet.
For those that don't know, Bubba is an Alabama fan.
Yep.
Which you probably wouldn't guess.
You
by
will
that
see
phone
him
call.
soon.
Bubba,
No,
appreciate you, man.
Hey, see y'all.
All right, Bub. Bub, and then went to the softball World Series too.
Tomorrow is Friday. That's what
Hey.
he's talking about. Oklahoma was 16 runs, man.
Mhm. Roll.
Tomorrow is Trash Talk Friday. We have a short show, so we're gonna have to talk fast. We
Gotta
gotta
talk real fast.
We gotta get 3 hours worth of words in 2 hours.
And VFL Chris Burke is going to be joining us.
That's right. That's right.
Well, guess what? We'll see you then. That's the weekend, baby.
As you said yesterday, keep your feet out your hands.
Hey, man, make sure. Make sure. It's still Savage's line, man. Make sure you keep your feet out your hands, man, and stay upright.
I literally think you should start, finish every show that way.
Keep your feet out your hands, people.
Later.